recording. There we are. So welcome to Reiki Call. I can see myself and I can see all of your lovely names. We don't have anybody on screen with us tonight.
Oh, I thought I set mine up. I guess it didn't work.
I can see your name.
Huh.
But I can't see you. Are you able to see me?
I can see you.
Oh, okay. All right, great. Well, either way, that's fine. So let's start with a little opening prayer and some grounding. Let's draw the Reiki power symbol at our feet and over our heads. Now let's intend to breathe earth energy up on an inhale. All the way to the top of our heads. And breathe the energy down on an exhale. And again, breathing it up on an inhale. And exhaling down. Intending that power symbol go all the way through us, clearing our energy, helping collect all of our energy back to us. We are grateful for this connection, this time to share Reiki with each other. Time to create Reiki community. And we affirm that each one participating and watching this later is receiving a deep blessing. Blessings of peace and abundance, greater health and relaxation. Blessed be, and so it is. Okay, well, let's just take a moment to greet everybody and see what they've been up to with their Reiki. That'd be great. So, Angie, hey, would you like to share what you've been doing with Reiki?
Well, certainly. I'm proud of that. I've been doing a lot of long distance Reiki, which really I'm happy about because I thought I struggled with it during the class. Now I'm doing like every day long distance Reiki. And one particular woman that I have she's well enough even now to have guests and to go around with them. And before she was looking at a couple of weeks to live, or a couple of months, I should say. So it really, really helped, and the essential oils helped. I sent her a blend to kind of relax her, and it helped. And so I just had phenomenal results, and I'm very grateful.
Well, that's amazing. So now she's gone from 2 months to live to able to have guests, and I assume she's still in the hospital?
No, she's home, and she's getting ready to she's going to have the surgery, I think, which they said she could never have. But after about 4 or 5 weeks of Reiki, she's able to, now her heart's strong enough to go through the surgery, and they're going to do it, and they're going to do the quick one. So that should give her years.
Wow. Yay.
Amen.
Yay. Well, thank you, God, and thank you, Angie.
And thank you, Karen, for training me right.
Guess there's no wrong way to do it other than, well, what I demonstrated in my Reiki presentation. Okay. Well, Stacy, would you like to share? You said that you've been giving Reiki to your family members and some friends.
Mm-hmm. The most extraordinary thing that I've experienced so far was earlier this week. A friend of a friend's husband had been having a lot of pain, physical pain. He's got a lot of surgeries and metal plates in his neck. He was having some nerve problems, tingling, couldn't feel his feet very well, and even walking was a problem right now. So we happened to be in her area, so we stopped by, and he was open to Reiki, and I was so impressed with myself. I actually gave it outside, out on their patio, and while everybody was actively moving about in the neighborhood. And it really brought me out into like, this is okay, this is comfortable. But he had a positive experience. He reported feeling heat sensation, some tingling sensation, and more feeling in his feet. So I need to follow up and find out more about like how he's doing now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I was coming out. It was nice.
I know. I've felt that way and early on that I was coming out of the Reiki closet.
Yeah.
Well, I used to hide my table behind my door in my counseling office, so my counselor wouldn't notice it. But it didn't really occur to me that once I shut the door and they were in there, there was the table in plain sight.
That's funny. So you're a licensed counselor?
Yes, and married.
Okay, me too. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I train people how to use Reiki with counseling.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I've got some articles. You can email me for it at Karen@KarenHarrison.net. And it will be on my new website, which should be up, I think within the next 2 weeks. It's almost done. And then all the articles will be on there.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Well, Sharu, you've been giving Reiki to your daughters?
Yes, I'm giving the Reiki to my daughters and just well with them. And I started to do Reiki, and eventually they also turned very good. I gave one a Sahiki Reiki to one of my friend who is living a little bit far away from my house, and she felt very much better after 2 or 3 times I gave it to her. And one of my family member was in pain. She was having a carpal tunnel syndrome, and I gave a Reiki to her. She wasn't very much in pain. And when I gave it to her, it was, after that she can say, yes, she's feeling the tingling sensation and she felt very great with it. So it's working good for me, and it is helping me too.
Well, good for you. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And Elena, welcome. Would you like to share what you've been doing with Reiki? Okay, so you're muted, so we can't hear you. If you want to share, you need to unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm unmuted now. Sorry, this is my first time. My mom asked me, welcome, hi.
Hi.
My mom asked me to send her Reiki. She said she's been having trouble with her knee and her just trouble with a spot on her face. And so I'll just keep you updated on how that's going because I just started doing that. And I've been just practicing every day.
Well, that's great. Giving yourself Reiki?
Oh, yeah. And I've been also practicing with Ty.
Oh, super.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always excited when I hear the Reiki buddies have, continued to work together.
Yes.
Yeah. Ty is great. Okay, well, Michelle, welcome. Would you like to share what you've been doing with Reiki? Hey, Michelle?
Am I muted?
Nope, you're...
Okay. Actually, I'm new. I really don't know that much about it, so I'm in the process of learning.
Oh, okay. You haven't had a Reiki class yet?
No, I have not. So I would absolutely, this is my first time to even step into the forum and learn.
Well,
so I'm curious, I'd like to get started.
Well,
I'm actually
great.
a licensed nurse, nutritional therapist.
Yeah, I thought I recognized your name from an email I sent earlier.
Right. So I do my own nutritional therapy home business. So I do that all from home. I have clients that actually I work with on a regular basis where we work on their nutritional values and learning how to do it the right way, basically, instead of chemical formulations and so forth. So I do whole health.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, I'll give you just a little bit of overview of Reiki. Reiki is energy healing. You can also refer to it as spiritually guided life force energy. And the basis of a Reiki practice starts with giving Reiki to yourself. That, as you heard other people share, we also share Reiki with our pets, our kids, our mothers, our family and friends, and, you know, just anyone who's in need. So I'll share what I've been doing with Reiki. I just went to the International Center for Reiki Training Reiki retreat in upstate New York in the Catskills. I got back Monday night, and I presented on tips from a counselor for your Reiki classes and sessions, and shared some things which I've written up articles, and I'm going to be submitting that to the Reiki News to be considered for publication. So that was exciting, and we also got to hear a presentation on how to create a ceremony with Reiki, and we had a gratitude ceremony with Reiki. We learned how to take Reiki into the workforce and show the cost savings. One of my colleagues, Bryce Goebel, found out that over 90 days in reduced worker stress that resulted in greater attendance and less reworks, it saved the company something like, I can't remember, some huge number, like over $1 million
Wow.
in 90 days for some little widget company. So now she's doing it on a bigger scale and going into bigger corporations. So I thought that was a pretty exciting presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I've been getting a lot of Reiki on my eyes. My eyes are still healing, so I do a lot of self-Reiki, and then of course I charge up my Reiki grid every day, which is something that you learn how to do in advanced Reiki training. That's the level after Reiki 2, working with crystals and Reiki. And anyone that requests Reiki, I add them to my grid and intend to send them Reiki. So I do that every day. Anyway, next, what I would like to do is take about 10 minutes and send Reiki to each other. And, oh, well, hey, we've got a new person, Jeannie. Hi, welcome. But, Jeannie, are you a Reiki practitioner, or are you new to Reiki? Okay, well, I'm not hearing from her. That's okay. All right. So for those new to Reiki, basically Reiki is, you know, healing energy from God, and we access it with the intention. It gets stronger by taking a class and receiving the connection to the Reiki energy, and also learning how to use it, and, you know, getting some basic grounding and hand positions and so forth, and what you can do with it and how to use it. But everybody can access healing energy. So for the next, you know, until about 7:25, what I'd like to do is have us all activate our Reiki energy. So you can do that just by placing your hands together in gasho, like that, and telling your Reiki energy to turn on very powerfully. You can draw whatever symbols you have on your hands, and I like to pat them in 3 times, and then on my other hand. All right, now I'd like to intend that we all send Reiki to each other, and to anyone that watches or listens to this presentation later. And I'll be closing my eyes, but opening them from time to time in case anyone joins. Because if you join by phone, then you wouldn't know what we're doing. Just have silence. Okay, so let's begin our Reiki share. So Leslie, we are sending Reiki to each other right now for about 10 minutes. Welcome. So that was 10 minutes. That felt really good.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all feel that?
I did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was wonderful. It's so amazing that Reiki just works over any kind of distance. Oh, there you are. Yay.
I figured it out.
Awesome. Yeah, it's fun to have people's faces appear on the screen. Love your hair.
Oh, thank you.
So, well, tonight we have a topic of how to use essential oils with Reiki. So I want to see if any of you have any requests of what you would like to learn regarding this.
I would like to cover the basics. I've not married these two concepts together yet.
Ah, okay.
I do aroma touch. I have an aroma touch kit that I use, and then I go into Reiki after that with family, and that's been really nice.
Uh-huh. Okay. I don't really know about aroma touch. What is that?
It's just using essential oils and having particular hand motions, kind of like brushing the energy out and out of the meridians. So there's specific like hand sequences you use.
Oh, okay.
With certain oils. It's a kit that I got from doTERRA, and they have a video on training on it.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right, great. Anyone else? What would you like to learn?
Perhaps. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This is the first time I've been on something like this. My name's Leslie, and you know, I use essential oils in my Reiki sessions by using specific oils on and putting them, either placing them on my hands before I do my hand placements above their chakras, or actually maybe on their forehead or their heart chakra. That's how I use it. And I would love to learn more how to use essential oils.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Great. Anybody else? Angie, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, maybe you could give us your oils of choice, you know, for a general session before, you know, we know what's going on with them. Certainly as we realize what their problems are or their issues, we can switch out and use the oil for that. But just, you know, general relaxation, stress relief, you know, how would you start if you didn't really know the person that well or what their issues were?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Anybody else? All right. Well, I will cover that. Right now, I am diffusing. You may be able to see my diffuser. It's right here. So I have one of my favorite blends in here, which is lemon, lavender, and peppermint.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. The lemon and the peppermint both help with mental alertness, and the lavender helps with relaxation. And it's also very good to support any sort of seasonal discomforts. So it has multi-purpose, and I don't know, altogether it comes out to be a very pleasing aroma. So I'll start off by saying that I work with Young Living oils. I've worked with Young Living since 1999, when I had a spot on my face that the dermatologist wanted to cut out. I can't mention what it was because we have some FDA regulations about not mentioning disease names. So anyway, I asked my friend, who is now my upline in Young Living, and she said to use frankincense. So I used frankincense on it every day for about 3 months, went back to the dermatologist, and he said, wow, how'd you do that? So I told him, you know, the essential oil of frankincense. And anyway, he gave me some wart cream, and I used that and the frankincense and got rid of it and skipped the surgery and saved a lot of money, and didn't end up with, you know, marks on my face. So now I know I probably could have used some oregano oil, and that probably would have just combined with the frankincense, you know, eaten it off. It was a spot over here on the side of my face. So I love the Young Living oils for their purity and all the standards that they have, from seed to seal, growing the oils on their own farms or partner farms, and visiting the farms and carefully watching over the process, growing everything organically, and testing them to make sure that the oils have all of the compounds necessary for healing. So that's why they are perfect with Reiki, because they are therapeutic grade. So how I use the oils in my Reiki session is I start off by diffusing. Usually I will choose lavender to diffuse. There we go. Almost everyone likes lavender, and essential oils are so much better tolerated than candles. It turns out I used to bring candles all the time in my office, but candles actually have synthetic fragrances, which I have found out are toxic. So I don't want to be breathing toxic fumes all day long in a small enclosed space. That's not good. And I don't want to subject my clients to that. So I use the essential oils. I also like to diffuse stress away. So those are the two things that I normally diffuse. Then when the client comes in, I like to offer them a glass of water with a drop of lemon oil. Okay, lemon oil is great to help cleanse the body. It tastes good. 1 drop will do. You know, give them a drop of lemon to help them release and let go of anything they need to let go of. Then after that, I listen to the client and see, you know, what are they coming in with. If they are, you know, just stressed, then I get out my lavender or my stress away, and I let them smell it first before I put it on my hands. I want to make sure that they like the scent of it. You know, so that I think is one of the most important things. You don't want to just start dousing your clients with oils or putting them on your hands before giving your client the option to smell them and make sure that they feel good about it. So, you know, stress away, lavender. A lot of times people will be coming in with headaches. So my favorite combination for that is peppermint and lavender. I just put a couple drops of each in the palm of my hand, swirl it around, and then place it wherever the client says their head hurts. So, you know, usually it's up here or in the back or maybe up top, and rub that in, and that helps a lot. If they're coming in with sinus issues, think respiratory care, RC. This is a blend of eucalyptus oils that really helps the sinuses to open up. So sometimes I'll put a few drops in my hand, you know, let the client smell it, and then rub it over their sinuses, or I will put a few drops on their fingers and then let them put it on. And it's important when they're putting it over their sinuses, they can put it here and they can put it here. They should not put it there too close to the eyes. You want about an inch space from where the oil is around the eyes, because essential oils can irritate the eyes. Another good sinus area is up here over the head. A lot of people have, you know, different sinus pressure here. So putting the essential oils there can be really helpful. And over the lungs is another good one. You know, if they're having any kind of breathing issues, that can be helpful, or even underneath the nose. So you can give them some options and see where they might like to apply it. I had a student come to class with digestive issues, and for that I use Digestive, which is our digestive blend. It has ginger, peppermint, some other things in it. It tastes really good. I love the flavor of it and the smell of it. Also, I cook with this one. Okay, many of Young Living's oils can be used internally. All the oils that are in these white bottles are labeled vitality oils, which means you can ingest them. Now, I wouldn't go to the supermarket and buy oils and ingest them, because there are different qualities of essential oils. There's 4 grades of them, and the bottom grade are synthetic, that are not essential oils at all. They've been made in a lab. You know, the next grade up are oils that may have other oils in them other than what they say are in them, but they can still claim to be pure. And they may have synthetic oils or extender oils in them, like vanillin or some kind of carrier oil. You wouldn't want to ingest those either. The next grade up may be organic oils, but if they haven't been grown and harvested properly and distilled properly, like if they've been distilled more than one time, then they won't have the therapeutic compounds. So Young Living has the top grade, which is first distillation, no carrier oils except on a few blends where that is labeled that they have a carrier oil, like our Deep Relief for muscle discomfort. And anyway, like I said, many of these oils you can ingest, like the lemon oil. That's another bottle in white, and you can ingest that. So back to the Digestive oil. For this, the student came in with a lot of digestive discomfort when I used my Reiki scanning technique that I teach in class. I felt a lot of blockages over his stomach, and he had traveled to a lot of third world countries and probably picked up something. So he rubbed some on, and then he also took a few drops internally. I'd actually suggested that he go get checked out by the doctor, but he came back to class the next day and felt a lot better and got the oil instead. So, okay, you know, that's up to him. Just want to give him options. The essential oils are complementary and can help support our wellness, but doctors can be good too. So the Digestive oil, you know, can help with that. Let's see. Frankincense. Say a client has a lot of worry, and someone had asked me about what oils to use for PTSD. Well, I can't say, you know, what treats PTSD, but, you know, what is PTSD? Post-traumatic stress disorder. That's stress worry, trauma. So frankincense it's really super for any kind of stress. And you can place that in your hands, put a drop. Oh, okay, I got several. All right, it's now running down my arm. Some of the oils come out faster than others, and frankincense comes out pretty fast. Then you cup your hands over your nose. And inhale it. I'm going to do that again. If you all were here with me, I'd pass it around and share it. Frankincense is wonderful, and it's helped one of my clients with her worry quite a bit and stress. So you can inhale it. You can also place the oil anywhere you put perfume, behind your ears, here on your neck. You can put it on your wrist. You can put it on the base of your skull back here and the bottoms of your feet. And this frankincense oil also has a white label. So this frankincense is ingestible, and it is wonderful to support your overall healthy body systems. Trying to figure out how to say this compliantly. Anyway, it supports overall health and wellness, and they use this extensively in Europe for a lot of the major health problems that you might hear about. So you can actually Google this and find out what frankincense is used for. So, the big gun stuff. Anyway, frankincense, wonderful. You can also, rub it over any body parts. Say you want to support your, your girly parts, your upper girly parts. Do not put essential oils on your sensitive girly parts. Most of them you can't use. There's a few that you can, but that's limited. That'll be another class that I'm going to do. Anyway, so frankincense on your upper girly parts, to support your healthy mammary glands and so forth. Anyway, yeah, so frankincense, for worry as well as the stress away. You can do the same thing with stress away, put a drop in your hands and inhale it or diffuse it. I diffuse all night long, every night, and, just choose what oils I'm going to use. Right now, because I've been on a 6-week traveling circuit, I have been diffusing the oils for sleep, one called Dreamcatcher and another one that's the kid oil called Sleep Is. So I diffuse those at night and help me sleep. So any questions so far?
This is kind of off topic a little bit, but, do you separate the two services? You said you do include Reiki into your counseling practice. You have some articles that you're willing to share. But I've been concerned about the legality of being able to touch clients, just in general. Is there, how is that covered under licensure or
with Reiki counseling?
I'm sorry?
With Reiki or with counseling?
Well, you're combining them both. Are you using touch, hands-on Reiki in class or in counseling sessions?
No, okay. I don't. No, for my counseling, what I do is I have it in my informed consent about Reiki. And then if they have an issue that I think I can help them with Reiki on, which are usually any kind of old wounds, then I'll tell them how Reiki might help them. I activate it and they sit in their chair and I send it to them at a distance.
Okay. I was curious about that. Okay. And then with the oils you give them, you can give them some in their hands and they can apply it wherever they feel is right too, if they're not comfortable with you doing that. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, they can do that. I just don't sell the oils to my counseling clients because we have some ethical concerns about that. But that's not an issue with Reiki clients.
Okay, cool. That helps. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe I'll have to do a future one about how I combine the Reiki with counseling.
Okay.
I could talk about that quite a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
It was really helpful. I liked what you shared.
Good. All right. Say a client comes in with some sort of, muscle discomfort. This Panaway oil is our blend for muscle issues. I have one client that's had discomfort in her thumb, and so can offer to just rub in a few drops there, or say, tension in the neck or shoulders. That would be a good time to offer that oil. And if they come in with any kind of skin issues, I had a client come in that, had some bug bites all over. So this purification oil is really good for supporting all sorts of skin issues and irritations, and you can offer that. There's two other oils that I use quite a bit that I didn't bring up here, and that is Release and Joy. Release is a blend to help release any sort of emotion that a person wants to let go of. And Joy is super for helping mend broken hearts and uplifting the mood. So I'll let the client smell them, and then if they like them, I'll put a couple drops in their finger and have them rub it over, first the Release over the heart chakra, and then the Joy oil over the heart chakra. So that really helps, and I've seen people have some major improvements between sessions by using these oils. Then if they like the oils and want to get any of them, using the oils is a good way to support themselves between the Reiki sessions, to help them maintain the gains that they have begun with the Reiki. Until they become a Reiki student. Oftentimes what I do is I work myself out of a job by training my Reiki clients. They become my students, and then they learn to give Reiki to themselves. So that's great. And then they meet people in class, like Elena, did, and trade with other people, which is a nice money savings. Grounding. Say a client comes in and is not very grounded. That's pretty common these days. They're scattered. Their thoughts are all over the place. Any of the tree oils are really super for that on the bottoms of the feet. Things like pine, cypress, Palo Santo. I just used Palo Santo in my session yesterday with a woman. She was very stressed with the new job. And I just put it in my hands, and then, had my hands over her face and the ears. Again, remembering, let her smell it first. Rub it into the bottoms of the feet. So that helps with grounding. And we have an oil called Valor, which is really good for courage. So if someone comes in with third chakra issues, you know, they need a little more confidence. Rubbing Valor over the third chakra is very helpful. And say a person is coming in with some sort of sexual block or issues, that's going to be a whole separate class that I am going to be scheduling in July. The Lucy Libido, there's an oil for that, essential oils between the sheets. I can't wait to talk about that because I'm also a certified sex therapist. So anyway, orange oil over the pubic bowl is really helpful to release any sort of blockages in the second chakra. And you can rub it over the pubic bowl on the front and then all the way to the sacrum in the back, rubbing it around that whole area for any kind of second chakra issues. All right, and then sometimes people come in with issues and I don't know the answer, so I just look it up in the essential oil pocket reference. You know, because you don't need to know everything. I certainly don't. And what I learned about the oils, I read in the pocket reference. So it's very handy. It has an index, and I just go look it up and read the little blurb. So know that you don't need to be an expert. All you need to be able to do is look it up. So any questions?
Well,
Karen, go ahead.
Let's see. Who
Angie, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, some of the oils that we have to dilute before we put them on the skin. Isn't that correct?
Well, some of the hotter oils are good to dilute. Oh, I didn't mention the Thieves Blend. The Thieves Blend is our immune support. This is another white label bottle, so it can be taken internally. It has cloves, cinnamon, lemon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. Now, clove and cinnamon are considered hot oils. So if a person has sensitive skin, then it would be good to dilute this. Personally, I have never diluted it on myself, you know, but I'm not rubbing it on my super sensitive skin. I usually rub it. I put it on every day on the bottoms of my feet to help support my overall immunity and to stay healthy and well. I didn't get sick all winter, and I stayed healthy during my 6 weeks of travel to a whole bunch of different cities. But you can take it internally, you know, bottoms of the feet. You know, basically any oil that you put on the bottoms of the feet, you don't really have to dilute. If you're going to use, say, oregano on your face, I would dilute it because that will probably burn. You can dilute it with a carrier oil like olive oil, almond oil, grapeseed oil, coconut oil, basically, you know, any of the oils you've got in your kitchen cupboard.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, somebody else had a question.
I have one question. Oh, sorry.
Sure.
For then internally taking the essential oil, do we have to take with a glass of water, or do we have to take in the form of capsule?
Oh, good question. Well, there's several different ways you can do it. All right, here's what I do with the frankincense oil. Open it up, shake a drop in under my tongue. It's not the tastiest, that is a potent way of getting the frankincense oil in. So another way to do it certainly is with putting it in water. If you are putting in several drops of oil, that you're going to take therapeutically, you might want to consider putting it in a capsule, particularly if you don't like the taste.
Gotcha.
You can also put it, okay, I gotta have some water now. You can also put it in fruit juice or a teaspoon of honey or on a cracker.
Wow.
So any of those ways would work for taking it internally. Or how about in making a hot tea out of it? The Thieves makes a really yummy hot tea. You just get your water hot and then, put a couple drops in. Great question. Any other questions?
The pocket rinse that you mentioned earlier, is that a Young Living product, or is that something like I could get on Amazon?
Well, it's not a Young Living product, but it is for Young Living products. So
Okay.
it has the single oils in it that Young Living offers, plus it has all of the blends. And so if you're using a different brand of oils, you'd probably want to find a reference that works with the doTERRA oils. And I get that pocket reference, and then there's a whole essential oil desk reference, which has even more in it. I get that off of discoverlsp.com. That's Life Science Publishing. So that's the website for the pocket reference, where I can look up all sorts of different health concerns and see what oils to use.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, any other questions?
Yes, again, I have it. Like you mentioned it, the Young Living oils in a white color, we can take it internally, right?
Yes,
So for an example, I have a peppermint oil, which is of green color outside, and there's also internally. What's the difference between both of them?
Oh, good question. There's no difference. Due to FDA regulations, we have to label one for internal use and another for topical and aromatic use. But in Young Living, it's the exact same oil.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for clearing that.
Yeah, sure. A lot of people have that question. Also, say you've got someone that's got issues of concentration and attention, without mentioning the name of the disorder. You can use oils like Brain Power and Clarity. You can place them on the head, on the base of the skull. And one woman that I talked to said that she has really helped her son with cedarwood on the base of his skull every day. That's helped him to be calmer and more focused. So there's oils for virtually anything, and if you don't know the answer, you just look it up. So I would like to know what sort of topics you would be interested in hearing about for next month. Anybody have a suggestion?
I think you had some good ideas you mentioned earlier. You said a class someday about integrating with counseling, and then you talked about another class related to sexual concerns or libido.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember which other one. I'm looking at my notes. I think you said something else.
Yes. So I have the Zoom meetings for Reiki, and then I'm also offering Zoom meetings for essential oils, and they're separate lists that I.
Oh, okay.
So if you would like to be on my, to get my email notice for my essential oil meetings, then just send me an email, you know, saying that you want to be on that, the essential oil group too, and I'll
Okay.
add you to that one.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I guess I should mention, if anybody wants to purchase the oils, you can contact me. I went over the oils in what we call our premium starter kit tonight, which is 11 oils and a diffuser for $160. And then that gets you a Young Living membership. And Young Living is a lifestyle company that has many, many products. They just announced 70 new products at convention. We now have a sunscreen, an insect repellent, a makeup line, a whole line of baby products, shampoos, supplements, home cleaning, soaps, toothpaste. It saves me a lot of time at the store. Plus I'm having, using better quality products. So if anybody has an interest in that, you can send me an email or call me. My email is karen@karenharrison.net, and I'll help you with that. And I look forward to talking with you all next month on Reiki Call. And yeah, if you come up with questions in the meantime, just send me an email, and I'd love to address whatever you would like to hear about. And send you all Reiki hugs and blessings. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.